Hello team, welcome to my session on Coffee with Prab, and today we have a special coffee on change management. This topic is quite testable in CISSP, CCSP, CSAM, CISA, CRISC certification, so I thought I will do some coffee shots on this topic. I will be your instructor. My name is Prab Nair, and for more information, you can refer my LinkedIn profile. So let's start with the first question. Thank you. First coffee shot. What is the most effective practice by which we maintain system integrity? The question talking about system integrity throughout the organization in a dynamic environment. Dynamic environment mean changes which has happen frequently, activities change regularly, so that is called as a dynamic environment. My suggestion always to my participants, my gladiators, my subscribers is always use mouse pointer to read word by word. So what is the most effective practice by which we maintain system integrity throughout the organization in a dynamic environment? Now you are a CISO, you are a CISM guy, you are a cloud consultant, okay, you face this kind of an issue. Now they give you the 4 options by which process we can able to maintain the integrity. Change management process. Ultimate objective of change management process to ensure authorized changes to be introduced in the organization. And authorized is a word belong to a family of integrity. Incident management process used to implement to reduce the impact. Sorry for my handwriting. It is the primary objective is about reducing an impact. Patch management process responsible for releasing a patches, and release management is responsible for releasing the versions, which is closely work with the patch management. But here the question has a keyword called integrity. So incident management reduce the impact, patch management releasing a patch, release management ensure with the release. But one thing is that in all the 3 process we use is change management, because when we introduce any kind of a corrective action, we raise the ticket for that. When we introduce a patch, we introduce the change request for that. When we release any kind of versions and all that, we request the change for that. And the reason for that is to ensure only authorized things to be introduced in the organization. And here the authorized word map with the system integrity. We just want the things to be authorized. We need to make sure the things to be introduced in an authorized manner. And that was the question talking about, which is what is the most effective practice by which we maintain system integrity. So change management is basically ensure that only authorized changes to be introduced, which is basically reflecting the principle of integrity. So I am going with the answer, which is called as a change management process. Let's start with the next coffee dose. But before that, there is an exam statement. Maintaining a system integrity is accomplished through the process of change control management. That is where the ultimate goal of a change management is to ensure the authorized changes to be introduced in the organization. So let's move to the next coffee dose. Prab is working as an information security consultant for Aspirant Technology. Definitely I will do the branding of my firm. One day during a change control audit, okay, of a production system, it means the question talking about production system, he find that the change management process is not formally documented and some migration procedure too got failed. So it is an outcome, it's already done, okay, so migration was there which is failed. What should Prab recommend do next? So if you ask me as a consultant, I have they have given me 4 options. Suggest to recreate the change management process. Do we have authority? No, we don't have authority, but I can request them as an auditor, as a consultant. Report the finding to the management. Definitely I can report this, so it look very close to me. If you ask me, I found one problem, definitely I am a good manager, so I will definitely report to the management. Suggest that migration be halted until the modification. That I cannot do that until unless I have a green signal from the management. Conduct root cause analysis to get more confidence in the finding. Definitely. See, first of all, question is talking about the sequence. It's not talking about an outcome. Question talking about there is a problem happen, what is the next thing. If D is not an option there, I will definitely go with the B. report the finding. But problem is that for every finding, I cannot go to the management until unless it is not confirmed. So that is why I will first perform the root cause analysis to confirm that finding, and then I will basically report the finding to the management. As per them, I will suggest the recreating and then suggest the software migration to be halted based on the root cause analysis, because change management process is critical to a IT production system. Before recommending that the organization take any other actions like stopping a migration, redesigning change management process, IS consultant auditor should gain assurance that incident reported or issue has been reported, and it should be mapped with the confirmed finding. And then through the RFC, we basically change the request. That's why we first went with the root cause analysis to confirm the finding, because sometimes it is a false positive or something like that. And then we report the finding to the management. Next, coffee shot. Which of the following approaches should an information security consultant suggest to assist in recording baseline for a software release? Now, change management process is basically ultimate outcome of a change management process to ensure authorized changes to be introduced in the organization. Configuration management is all about secure build. Release management process talk about the releases that you're doing in the system, and incident management process reducing the impact. Question talking about assist in recording the baseline for the software release. So I will go with the answer, which is called as a configuration management process, because configuration management process is basically all about recording the baseline. Okay, definitely changes in the baseline need to go through a change management process, but by the change management process only we introducing the changes in the systems, and that lead to an outcome of the configuration management. That's why we basically went with the answer B. Which of the following is the most effective in preventing the introduction of a code modification that may reduce the security of a critical business application? Keyword is most, which has no alternate, and they also use the word effective, and third word is called as a preventing. So preventing is preventing an action, most no alternate, and they want to ensure no one can able to modify the code. Why? Because they don't want to reduce the security. Now patch management is basically all about introducing a patches in the system. Change management ensure unauthorized change should not be introduced in the system. Version control is used to track but doesn't prevent. Version control give me the visibility about what changes has been introduced, but it doesn't prevent. Based on that I can take an action. Security matrix can be used for monitoring. So I will go with the answer, which is called as a change management, because through the change management process only we introducing authorized changes in the system, and by this we ensure any unauthorized change should not introduce in the application, because if any unauthorized change was introduced by any user in the organization, it create a risk for the organization. That is why we say all changes need to control through a authorized manner, and that is done through a change management process. What is the primary purpose of the configuration management system to be introduced in the organization? It's a very good coffee. What is the primary purpose of the configuration management system to be introduced in the organization? So option A, maintain the integrity of the product or system is being managed throughout its life cycle within the organization. I found some keywords here. Maintaining the integrity. One suggestion is that you will definitely get this kind of a big line statement in the options. So please use your mouse and your energy properly. So I'm using a mouse here. Maintaining the integrity of the product, it means talking about the integrity product of the system, that is true, and manage throughout its life cycle within the organization. So any process if I'm introducing in the organization, my expectation is that it should be used throughout the life cycle. So I personally believe A can be the answer, but I'm not sure. Maintain the availability of the product or a system that is being managed throughout its life cycle within the organization, that is also true. Maintain the integrity of the product or system that is being till developed, but what about after the development deployment? So at least I will remove C, because I want a process that to be used throughout the organization, throughout the life cycle. So C is removed. Maintain the authorization of a product or a system is being managed throughout its life cycle within the organization, but only authorization. Okay. See, change is a process in which new risk can be introduced in the business process, right? And make sure any kind of a changes with the configurations, everything need to be followed throughout the organization. So it is not talking about the availability. Configuration is all about secure build, and we can able to track who did the change because change is done through a change management process. So I will go with the answer which is called as a maintain the integrity. That is the ultimate goal of a configuration management process because it is all about building a secure configuration. It's not about availability. If you maintain the integrity, automatically you achieve the availability there because we know that only authorized systems has been introduced in the organization. That is why we basically went with the A, and D is basically part of the A. Next coffee shot. Prab is a security consultant working in an organization where every department evaluates different risks associated with the business. Management has suggested Prab to develop a solution by proactively addressing the diversified risk in the process. It means multiple risks. What is the adequate way to incorporate risk management practice into an organization system? Keyword is Prab is a security consultant working in an organization, okay, where every department evaluate the different risks. That is a concern because different department has a different way to evaluate the risk. Okay, fine. Management has suggested Prab to develop a solution by proactively addressing the diversified risk in a process or in a centralized manner. What is the adequate way to incorporate risk management practice into the organization system? See, policy development. I can go with the answer policy development, but policy only and only talk about what is the expectation. Incident management purely deal with the incident management, reducing the impact, but not necessarily every risk was introduced to reduce that impact. Regular audit used to validate that things are working correctly or not working correctly. It is more like a monitoring control. So I will go with the answer change management. The reason why any kind of a change we introduce in the business, people, process and technology, we driven through a RFC and all that. So RFC give me the visibility about the security impact analysis. We also add the risk impact analysis in the RFC. So by this way we can able to manage the risk which is happening in the organization. So incorporating a change management process will be the best effective thing that you can do in the systems. Is it clear? Because I'm not going with the policy development because policy development, awareness training and regular monitoring all are worthwhile activity, but not as effective as a change management process. Okay. That is why we basically went with the change management process as a best answer. Next coffee shot. What will be the correct process of a configuration management process? Okay. It means we're talking about what is the correct process of overall system. Option A, identifying and implementing configuration. That is the one thing. Controlling configuration changes, monitoring and planning. Fine. Second is planning. Okay. Planning, then identifying, implementing configuration, then controlling configuration changes, and then we monitor. Okay. First start with monitoring. Definitely no. Controlling configuration changes, but what? So D removed. So A and B, identifying and implementing configuration, that is the first. Second is controlling configuration changes, that is second. And then monitoring is the third and planning is the fourth. But what we do after monitoring? What planning we do? So if you ask me, I will go with the answer called B. First we plan, then we identify, implement the configuration changes, and then we control those changes, and then we do the frequent monitoring. Let's go with the next coffee shot. An information security consultant will examine a company infrastructure for access. Keyword is access here. Okay, it mean examine mean audit and all that. Examine the access, patching and change management. Which of the following is the most effective method for prioritizing a system for access, patching and change management? It means the question talking about they want to examine the infrastructure for access control, patching and change management. But which of the following is the most effective method for prioritizing a system? It means in all the three process, how we basically prioritize the system. So that, we need to patch this, we need to introduce a change for this, we need to give access. So what is a parameter we consider? Option A, complexity of the environment. Okay. But complexity is a very common thing, which is required for change, patching and access. Criticality of the system. Okay. System hierarchy within the infrastructure. That is also system evacuation plan, but that cover only one aspect. System hierarchy within the infrastructure, that only provide me visibility. Okay, everything look common in that, but how you basically prioritize? Complexity, definitely. So we are confused between A and B. Okay, but in the complexity, how we basically evaluate? That's where the answer is B. Based on the criticality of the system, we basically prioritize while giving access patching and change management. So this is all from my side, team. I'm sure you find this video useful. If you find this video useful, do share in your network. Thank you for watching and do subscribe my YouTube channel.